Well, hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm starting off in my little crafting hole because I was down doing some mining and I found something cool and I wanted to show you guys. So, let's go ahead and hop down and I'll show you what I found. Ooh. Okay, well it's not the slime, but they're always good to get when you get them. So anyway, down at my -1, you can see that here I found a geode quite a while ago. But I had come all the way down to -37 to continue my mining here, and all the way down at the end of here I found another one. So I'm really happy because geodes aren't really, that common of an occurrence in the game. And I do have friends watching that know pretty much absolutely nothing about Minecraft at all. So let me go ahead and explain a few things about why it's so cool to find a geode. Ooh, that's awfully dark. Oh, that's a big hole in there. Wow, so this looks like we're at the edge. This is gonna be a little bit scary for me. Just because it's such an open spot. You just try to peek and see what I can see. So hopefully we'll be okay. I'm just afraid of like a creeper dropping down from somewhere and blowing the thing up. But anyway, moving onward. The thing that's cool about finding geodes is that geodes contain 3 blocks. Basically, you have your smooth basalt, which this is the only way that you can get basalt in the overworld. There's plenty of it to be found in the nether, and you can also make a basalt generator. So basalt isn't really that rare. But calcite, on the other hand, this beautiful white block, this is the only place that you can get calcite from. So it's a really cool thing to find, more than one geode, honestly. Okay, well, we're looking pretty safe in here, so that's cool. I'm glad. I was so afraid because when I found it, there was like a lot of mob sounds going on. A lot of them. So I was afraid that I was going to crack this open and they were going to be like next to a huge cave. And I was going to get creepered. So this is pretty cool. And then of course the third block that you find is the amethyst block. And there's 2 types of amethyst blocks. There is this block, which is just like your solid amethyst block. You can collect this one no problem. However, when you see these amethyst block with this little X pattern on it, those are the only ones that grow your crystals. As you can see, there's a little one starting right here, and they'll grow all the way up into one of these big guys. Once they get into the big guy, you can harvest them as the solid crystal with a silk touch, or you can harvest them with a fortune and get crystal shards out of it. And you can use your crystals to make more amethyst blocks, or you can also use them in other crafting recipes, or to breed allays, which we did in one of my previous episodes. So I'm going to have a good time uncovering this guy and collecting all of the surrounding blocks, and hopefully on the tops, and I'm hoping that all of this is just fully the rest of this. I can't talk today. It's been kind of a rough day, but I'm recovering. It's going to be great. But I'm hoping that on the backside of this, there's not just like another big cave. But I don't think that there is because I don't hear any more mobs. So they must have just been like in here as I was approaching. And since I left and came back, they all despawned. So I'm just going to go ahead and... So I am just going to go ahead and start uncovering this one. And usually I leave all of the purple blocks behind. I mean, I could collect the regular amethyst blocks, but I don't know. I just like them a lot, so I just leave them. That way, when I come in to harvest, I can enjoy all of this beautiful sound effects. Oh, and I forgot to mention that these blocks with the X's on them, you cannot collect them. Even with Silk Touch, they will break. So if you break all of your amethyst blocks that have the X's on it, you're never going to get these shards. So it's very important that when you're uncovering your geodes, to be extra careful in not breaking those. I did hear a zombie a minute ago. So I still think that I'm kind of close to a cave, but I'm not quite sure how close I am. So hopefully that's not going to be a problem. Yeah, there are definitely friends very nearby. Just have to be very careful about breaking the calcite since I'm using efficiency 4. I'm trying to angle it so that I don't hit towards the amethyst blocks themselves. Because I would be sad if I broke them. I feel like any second now I'm just gonna break into a cave because I hear mobs like all the way around me. No matter where I go. I've been hearing zombies and skeletons, and I'm pretty sure I'm hearing drown too, so I'm hoping I don't strike water. What I hear, a baby. I'm just gonna run away and come back. I just don't really feel like fighting a baby right now. Yes, I am a chicken. Oh, it's a witch. Oh, I swear, it's like the worst mobs. I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, Enderman, come on. You all are just being rude. You wanna fight? Come on. Yeah, pearls. Oh my gosh. I guess they just really wanted me to fight something today. Okay, so I got everything cleared out from around it. So all the basalt and the calcite. And this is what I got. Probably could have sorted it up a little bit better for you guys. Anyway, it looks like I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of basalt, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 stacks of calcite, plus 15 to add to my hoarding stash. And then I also came across 1 diamond ore and 1 lapis lazuli. So now my inventory is pretty well full, so I'd say it's time to go back. So I'm probably not going to use this one so much for harvesting the crystals, because the other one that I found is like way closer to me. And I do think that it has slightly more of the crystal growing blocks on that one than this one does. I mean, not that that really matters, but if I ever find that I need like tons and tons of this stuff, I can always, you know, come and check this one to see the growth if I totally harvest out the other one. With our geode all taken care of, it's time to move on to our next order of business, which is going to be building up this wall here, because we've got to get it level to up there if I ever want to put a floor up there. So I did come up with a floor plan for our balcony, and I would like to start working on it, but I can't do that with everything, you know, so unlevel. The other thing that I've been trying to figure out is I really want a staircase here going up, and I've just been fighting with different ways of doing that and to get it to look the way that I want to. So, well, I keep messing around with that. I think it's just best for me to get on with the part that I know that I want to stay. So what I want to do here is I just want to bring in a little bit of our outside design elements onto the inside. So first off, very basically, let me pop up here. What I'm gonna do is just put a line of upside down deep slate staircases along here. And I'm just gonna run it all the way down. Okay, so I got those in all the way down. And next thing that I'm gonna do is just fill in this archway. And I'm gonna do that with some of our mosaic bamboo. So what I want is to put a solid here. If I can aim. We're going to put a staircase or a stair step next to this guy. Do those across. This guy there. And if I can sneak that one on, that'd be great. Yeah. Okay. So then we got our little archway going on. And what that's going to allow me to do is set up my pattern for moving forward. So I don't need any more of the stairs. But I am going to need a lot of wool. So to make this easier, let me move this out here for a second. All right, so fill in this part in with white wool. And then we're just gonna make like an up and down pattern with the mosaic. Okay, so that's pretty much the long and short of it. We're just gonna keep doing that all the way down. So in other news, I did partake in a social thing. yesterday, which was really good for me. I went to an event that's called film school, even though it's not really like a film school learning class. It was an event put on a person that does teach film school. But what it pretty much was is that he was showing the movie Jaws, and then of course, through the process of it, he would pause the film and just tell us all sorts of little tidbits and facts about different scenes, how they were done, continuity issues, like all sorts of interesting little facts. So it was pretty interesting, and I rather enjoyed it. We did have like one person in our group that didn't really understand what was going to happen with it. So he got like really annoyed with the fact that like every time that he paused it to like talk about stuff, and I'm like, that's what the point of this was, but I don't know. So I don't think that he enjoyed it, but I think everybody else that I was with liked it. And it was pretty neat to learn a whole bunch of fun facts about Jaws that I never knew. I mean, not that I'm like a huge Jaws fan or anything, but I think it's always neat to look at classic movies and try to figure out like why they were so good and what was done in them to make people, like them above and beyond, what other movies has done. But the good thing about it is that it gave me, something to do, something outside of the norm of what I do, and get me, out there a little bit. And so that was really nice. I mean, it was a little bit stressful because we had to drive about an hour to meet up with other people to go to the event. And I wasn't driving, somebody else was. And that's fine, but I mean, I don't know, there are certain places along the route that just really kind of stress me out. And so I found that if I have like this dumb, app game on my phone, it's just like one of those word spelling, finding words games. And so I just turned that on and just tried not to pay attention to the road at all. I just like stayed focused on my little game, so I wasn't looking at other cars and traffic and weird situations, and that really did help. And I know that it's just purely escapism, and it's not something that's going to fly for a long, for eternity, but it's helpful in the short run of I need new batteries. 1 second. Okay, so helpful in the short scheme of the fact that I'm trying to teach myself that I don't have to be, hyper aware of everything around me. That I can do stuff and the person driving is in control. And we're going to get there, and it's going to be fine. So I don't have to sit there and, watch all of the traffic and pay attention to all the cars around me. And then my brain doesn't sit there and say, well, what if that person comes over? Or what if this false move happens? Blah, blah, blah. Just the stupid crap that goes on in my mind all the time. So I just made sure that I just focused on my little game. And I didn't look up all that much. And it was really helpful. Of course, we got there in one piece and everything was great. Okay, so we got all of that put in. And what I'm really stoked about is this came all the way down to the corner. In the perfect pattern, because I didn't really check to see how far the pattern was going to reach, but I think that's pretty neat that it actually worked that way. So, I mean, so always when I do these things, I always wish that I could make more of a curve. But since we're just working with blocks, it's kind of, you know, you just kind of got to go with what you can go with. And I do like that it brings some of our outside colors onto the inside. And I also realized something kind of cool about up here. Of course, we know that the floor level is going to go on, you know, the block where we're going to be standing. And that leaves me with all of this empty open space in between here. And it occurred to me that what I could use this space for, instead of it just all being dead space, is that in the future going forward, it would be possible to like come back into our little rooms here and put like a little ladder up and use that space up there for additional storage space. Like say we run out of room for dirt, well, I can start, you know, putting more dirt up there if I really want to keep it all. And the same with the cobblestone and the deep slate, you know, depending on how the world grows and how much I collect versus how much I'm actually using. Well, okay, so I guess that's gonna do it for today. I got so excited by certain things that I just kept on recording. So next week's episode is gonna pick up pretty much right where this one left off. So I guess that's a good thing. It's better to have too much content than not enough. So I just want to thank you for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you had a good time, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.